vibing, ain't you?
Got to. You
That
got
that
to.
that intro music got you in the spirit.
It do. It's been a vibe. Definitely put that on my Christmas playlist, my modern Christmas playlist. Got to make two. Some people like the classics, as you know, we doing today. As some people like to modernize. I like both. I like to go back and forth. So
Right now, I feel you. And this song did have a lot of stuff like old school classics on it. But we were able to get Shay's Snow Globe again this week as our intro music. So shout out to Shay. Excuse me, Jason Shay. Let me not cut his name short, because if they try to search Shay, they're gonna be like, I can't find him. Jason Shay. But anybody that watching, y'all see it is only me and Jason this evening. Our co-host Kris was unavailable. The temperatures is changing.
it
So
is, man. It's going everybody household. My daughter had strep throat, so I had to deal with that. She finally can eat. She finally can taste stuff. She was unable to swallow it. I'm thankful for that.
yeah, glad she's doing well, and definitely want to send some farewells to our co-host Kris. Pray that he gets well. He'll be back next week, or I should say this week. We got a surprise for him, so
yeah, for
definitely.
sure.
But me and Jason are gonna hold the reins down. For anybody new to the pod, there are normally three of us. But welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast, where we discuss, debate, review, and argue a little bit on movies and TV shows, old and new. I am one of your hosts. My name is Jazz. I am joined with my fellow co-host Jason. How you feeling, Jason?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to beat this sickness that's going around right now, but I was unable to run from the snow. Unable to get away from that.
Ugh.
Yeah, you can't relate,
Snow.
huh?
I can't. You see my shoulder out. So like snow. What is that? Not dealing with no kind of snow at all. Yes. So today we will be reviewing a classic for our episode 29. Dang, we're coming close to 30. Knocking on it. And
Man,
don't
we
say
gonna.
nothing slick. Don't say
I was.
nothing.
I was just gonna say we gonna open the new year with at 30. That's all I
Right.
was about to say. That's
I
all I was
gotta
about to say.
I gotta
But
watch you,
before we
Jason.
but before we go too far, how you doing today, Jazz? I didn't ask you. How you?
Thank you. Normally Kris asks me how I'm doing, making sure I'm alive, and you just be like, I'm all right. But thank you. I see you picking up that Kris energy with you, Jay. I appreciate that. I am doing well. I am excited for our review today, because when I did my rewatch recently, still laughing at so many of the jokes. Like, this movie definitely aged well.
It did. It did. Well, there were some jokes that probably wouldn't. But yes, you're definitely right. It definitely aged well.
It did. But for anybody who's wondering, what are y'all reviewing? Ain't nobody dropped the name yet. We are reviewing Friday After Next, the third installment of Ice Cube's Friday trilogy. Yes, a classic that dropped in 2002. So this movie is 20 years
20
old.
years. 20
Like, that's
years
right.
this year.
That's wild. Dang, I was 28 years ago. Amen. Amen. Anyway, anybody who don't know how to do math, that's your problem, not mine. But so if you have not seen Friday After Next and you need somewhere to stream it, you can stream it on HBO Max and Amazon Prime. This is your spoiler alert as well, because we review, that means we spoil. But if you haven't seen Friday After Next, I'm glad you were able to come out of that rock that you've been living under. Because yeah, this is one of the few third films that was really good in a trilogy.
Ooh.
Yeah, but we'll circle back. We will circle back to that.
Okay, I definitely was going to get you. Like, okay.
I mean, I said few. It's not a lot of threes that live up to that's really good. Don't do that.
I'm not.
Listen, I can see Kris adding his commentary.
Hey, it's on the docket for next year. That's it. It's on the docket for next year.
But so Jason, since we have doing a new format, open dialogue, or I'm gonna follow your lead. I'm gonna let you drive.
Got you. A little bit of open dialogue. We'll kind of keep it in order, so me and you stay on the same page. But I feel like one of the greatest Christmas songs is How This Movie Begins. Jazz, what's your favorite holiday song? Or if you have a few, you can name them as well.
Yes, thank you, because the judgment would have been there when I would have said Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas."
You
Because
know,
I
I'm
love that
glad you know
song.
that, and I cannot stand that song.
A lot of people don't. I love that song. It's in my top 5, and I gotta say, Boyz II Men, "Let It Snow," and I
Classic.
have to say, I think it's Luther Vandross, and he has a woman singing with him. It's the
Mistletoe.
Mistletoe Jam.
Hey,
I
that's it.
love that
That's a
song.
vibe. Hey, that's a vibe. That every song you just said, they're on my. All these are on my classic Christmas list. Um,
What are a few of yours?
man, of course, Temptation, Silent Night. You
Oh,
gotta have that. I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus by the Jackson Five.
so you like Michael because he's snitching?
I mean, you gotta snitch. That's your mama. What's she doing? You know what Joe was doing to them. Joe wasn't playing.
So that means why would you snitch on your mama so she could be in the same situation as you? Come on, exactly. You thought about that, right? Michael was out here snitching on his mama. Like, no, he said Joe not only getting me, he getting you too. Nah.
And I think, and also the best rendition or the greatest song I feel like is my number one, without a doubt. It's "This Christmas" by Donny Hathaway. That's my favorite. That's my favorite version of that. Chris Brown. I know people always say Chris Brown has a good version of it. It's solid, but the Donny Hathaway version is amazing. I did see his daughter Layla Hathaway recently say she wants someone to have her sing a version of it, which I would be down to hear that. She has an amazing voice as well. So
Okay, that'll be dope.
yeah, so Friday after next, in my mind, we open up. We have a bootleg Santa Claus walking around, and it was kind of going crazy. He breaks into our guy's house, and then of course this is when the music stops, and Craig he goes to investigate it. Are you investigating loud sounds going on
In
in your
my
house?
in my house, yes, but I make sure I have a weapon on me.
Mm.
Absolutely. So I mean, if I'm hearing something in another room, no. What am I just gonna lay in my bed like, all right, maybe it'll be okay? You wake up and somebody over you, Jason. Jason, you're not gonna investigate.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. Know this is what I do. If I hear something, we watch too many movies. I'm not gonna say hello. Like, see, because most people like
Right.
they try to spit.
Yo, can you imagine doing that? Somebody saying, "Hey, why do you say hello?"
Somebody,
Walk in your room and somebody like a robber is dancing and like, "What's that? Like, what you doing?"
in the just somebody in the corner, just sitting here, like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's the word. But I guess for me, it's just like I will lay there, like, so I'm not gonna go back to sleep. So if I hear something else, I'm like, all right, cool. As long as I don't come into the room, we good. But I'm not gonna go investigate now, unless I have the children. Then I'll do my due diligence. But outside of that, we're gonna let
So
that. We're gonna let
okay, so some noises, because like sometimes like things in the house just creak,
correct.
and I just consider that the spirits walking around doing their thing. I don't go investigate because I'll be downstairs in my home and I hear some creaking going on upstairs, and I'm like, oh, they getting lit. I'm not gonna go check it out. I'm gonna let them do their boogie old thing. But if it's like 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm hearing something like somebody drop something, I can't just be like, all right, I'm gonna wait till they finish stealing my shit downstairs.
They can have it all, everything. They can have it because yeah, no, I don't want to hurt nobody, and I know they don't really want to hurt me. They just scared, and too scared people making a decision. It just seems like a bad idea at that point. But I guess it also depends on what was on my mind with the sleep. So some nights, boy, I might wake up just on, yeah, come on in this room. We've had to duke it out, and we had to call the police.
So you just go to sleep mad and you just like, I'm about to fight somebody.
Yes, often, not often. Let me not say that. I try not to go to sleep mad, but sometimes I do, and those times I do. I be waiting to be like, I hope somebody break in tonight.
Jason, when you listen back to this, you're gonna be like, yo, I sound crazy as hell. Like, what?
Hey man, sometimes you gotta let it out. But like I said, Craig, he investigates it. And he said, "What the fuck you doing in my house eating a big ass sandwich of shit?"
Yeah. He said, I'm Santa Claus. What the fuck the milk and cookies? Oh, I just want to give a warning. I forgot to do this at the beginning of the episode. This episode is not to be one to listen to around kids, because if you've seen Friday After Next, you know what kind of movie this is. And we're just matching the energy of the movie that we are reviewing. So there is your alert. All right.
Yeah, that was mad funny. Kind of remind me of one of my homeboys I went to high school with, because he used to always just quote that line. Like he just quote this line like all the time. Like, bro, what's wrong with you? Like, you really enjoyed that movie, didn't you?
I mean,
And
it
then,
was funny because, like, imagine you got a bunch of deli meat in your refrigerator and you see a motherfucker that is in a nasty, dirty Santa Claus outfit. And Jason, he had like 4 slices of bread. Of bread. That's like 3 layers. So you know it's a bunch of deli meat on there. And that's a long ass time to be making a sandwich in somebody's house. Yo, Jason, he was not afraid about getting caught.
he wasn't. He didn't care. He was trying to get his food. He was trying to get his food. And
He beat Craig ass.
bro, that's what I was saying. Craig done beat up 2 people in 2 movies, and now he can't beat the smallest guy of the people he done had to fight or get into it with. He getting whooped, and then you have, of course, DayDay. DayDay in the bed, passed out.
Him
Talking
and
about
the dog.
him and Chico knocked out. What would be, DayDay in the room? He telling his wish list. What's on your wish list this year, Jazz? Or what was on your wish list?
If I mean, so all of my wish list things are for the year 2023 spread out.
Okay.
So yes, but on my wish list that I recently got, like a nice massage, full stone body massage. Yes.
What's a full stone? What's that? What's that
So
mean?
to where they use like the heated stones to where they massage it on your back. Yeah.
I ain't never had number. I'm trying to see what that feel like. I ain't never had that before.
And Jason, that was my best friend got me that as a gift, because like all the stress and everything that's been going around, it's just like to get a full like a massage. Shout out to the roomie. But man, change your life. You hear me?
I gotta
That
try
life.
that.
So
I gotta try that.
what's on your wish list? Or should I? Nope, I'm gonna stick with what I said.
I'm not really one to like really make like lists no more. Like I did them often when I was a kid, like all the time. Like I told you, I used to make like a crazy. I wasn't gonna get nothing on that list, but I used to just make it just because that was, you talk about tradition. That was my tradition, like a Christmas list of shit I wasn't gonna get. If anything, I mean, I guess more peace. You can't put that on a Christmas list, but if you say a wish
Yeah.
list, but for me, it'll be just more peace, gaining more peace. So, you know, we know.
We gotta pray for that for the upcoming year. Like more peace, Lord. Yes.
And then like this is Santa Claus beats up Craig. That never arrived to assist with this actual beating. And then we have Officer A-holes and B-dicks have pulled up in that house. What do you think about this scene when they came in to
So Danny over here exaggerating. He's just like, yeah, I beat them. I jumped off the cabinet, did all this. It's like, nigga, you asleep the entire time. And Craig just looked through. Because like he was screaming for DayDay during that entire scene. He's like, DayDay, help, DayDay. Like Craig with just head in his hands, and he's just sitting here and he's talking to the cop. So the funny thing about the cops is that the Santa Claus has been breaking into other people's homes the entire time. So the cops over here making jokes like, so when you say Santa, big jolly with elves, it's just like, you probably got a bunch of reports of a Santa Claus breaking into people's homes, but he was just being a dick. And then
literally
right. Right. And he's just like, sir, sit down. He's like, I am sitting. He was like, calm down. I am calm. He said, you want to go get in the car? And then Craig is just like, I'm the victim. He said, that victim shit is overrated. And I'm just sitting there like, that exchange was just, it was just so funny to me. And then you see the other cop, he's like, I'm gonna go check the bedroom. and we realized what he found in the bedroom. And it was a fully well taken care of marijuana plant. So, and
exactly.
The cop holding it is like, oh, I can't wait till we light this up in the car. So, but then they obviously took the weed from the guys, and DayDay's only focus was, can we still have our party? Because he got some hoes coming that'll do something strange for some change, and that says she would. What she say she'll do to him, Jason?
She'll suck it from the back.
And he was like, I ain't never had that before. I want to see what that look
like. Yeah, me too. I'm just saying, but
I just paused. Tell you why.
But yeah, no. So just going, kind of throwing this whole movie like so. When they get broken, the house get broken into. Things get stolen, but the main thing that they was focused on was the rent money.
Right.
So they're starting a new job on today. Who the hell? Who starts a new job on Christmas Eve? First off,
I guess if you're doing security, but still, because I'm like, I would want the security to have some kind of experience. These niggas ain't got that. But then again, maybe because we know what happened to the last security guards.
You don't even know what happened to the last security guards.
Whatever happened to them, they're no longer there, so they needed somebody quick.
So they get these jobs, and then so the plan was to get the job and ask for an advance to pay the rent. I don't know. I'm assuming jobs did that back in the day, but I just can't see that.
Not for the clientele. They were going to be in like securing over. Maybe if you like at a top exec, you can ask for an advance.
Mm-hmm.
These niggas, they was overachievers. Like, well, they talking about they still gonna get some hoes, like in their security suits, and I'm just like,
when they're walking out the house,
right? Yeah.
But then you have Miss Pearly. Miss Pearly pull up to the house. I remember her from, well, of course, I did a rewatch of Martin. So, she was Stan's girl in there. What did you think about Miss Pearly?
She said she wild because she was just like, oh, these police all around. What the hell going on? And so they was just talking to her crazy. They like, you ain't gonna do shit. They've been ducking and dodging, paying the rent for 3 weeks. And they just like, they're gonna keep dodging. She was like, nah, y'all motherfuckers gonna pay up today because Damon in town. And then with them looking at each other like, Damon. And then when we see Craig's dream, he was just like, I had a dream about that nigga last night. That's probably why he woke up to investigate what was going on in his kitchen, because he was making sure it wasn't Damon. Jason, you see that?
I ain't even do the knowledge. I ain't even do the knowledge.
That crazy.
And that would definitely wake me up. I thought, like, yeah, that definitely wake me up.
Because he over here washing Damon drawers in a dream. Because they only do Sundays. But they was just like talking crazy. They was just like, you need to get that shit lined up. She was just like, I know somebody that like it, bitch. And I was just like, like that entire, they was going in on her. And then she was just like, and my DayDay said something wild. He was like, you like that your sons? And she was just like, shut up, bitch. And I was just like, ooh. Because she was just like, either you're going to pay the rent or you're getting your ass, she said your salad tossed tonight.
Getting your salad sauce tomorrow.
Which is, I'm just like, so wait, that's like a threat, right?
Wait, what? You said what?
Like, but she was over here just like, if I don't have my money, I'm sending my son over here to come handle y'all. Like, yeah. Sis, that's a threat.
Oh, I thought you said, that's not a threat, right? I was like, wait.
Well, no. It is. Nah, that was a threat. But like, and then when she was like, what Craig to tell his dad, I'm just like, this is nasty. She wild.
But it was but that's a nice callback because they was in Boomerang together. They were husband and wife in Boomerang.
Who?
Miss Pearly and Willie.
Shit. For
Remember
real?
they were at the table at the dinner table. I can't remember who parents are. It was either Martin parents or it was Eddie Murphy parents, and they were at the table, and he was talking about having sex with Miss Pearly, and they were just doing it like a crazy scene. But yeah, that was a nice callback,
Oh,
to Boomerang.
I haven't seen Boomerang in years. I didn't even know that connection. That's dope.
Yeah, that's why that's one you definitely got to go back to. Definitely got to go back to real solid. You talk about, we always talk about that All Star Black has no toxic. I mean, you have it's not really toxicity in the movie,
Marcus,
but just
wait, nigga, what?
what you mean?
Wasn't Martin's character like a
No, not Martin. Eddie Murphy. It may have been Eddie
Eddie
Murphy
Murphy's
character,
character? Yeah,
but
because
not
that's
really. He was really he was really like chilling, but like the boss tried to take advantage of him to make
I
him do
remember
stuff.
him over here playing women left and right.
No, not in this one. Not in this one.
Not in
It's not.
Boomerang.
Not in Boomerang.
Wasn't he dating? He had Robin Givens,
He tried to date
Halle
her, but he
Berry,
didn't. That's who he liked.
and it was a third one. I know
He
the.
wanted he wanted to play her though. I'm telling you, he wanted to play her in that movie.
All
We're
right.
gonna watch we're gonna rewatch it and we're gonna talk about it. I'm telling you, it ain't
Okay.
it's not that. Craig and DayDay, they leave out, they got their suits on, they're about to start their first day at work, and they run into Damon. Run into Damon. This is when, and this week you do have to appreciate Ice Cube for. And that's one of the biggest things. He always put people in the
Yes.
spotlight that wasn't, they were I don't know if they were maybe, so well, some to me, because I was 12 at that time, I didn't see these people at all.
I
So
was. I'm sorry to cut you off, Jason. I was gonna ask, like, was this Terry Crews's first movie? Because this is the first time I see him anything
I don't know if it was his first movie, but I know it was like
like
his
a
first
first big
prominent, like, big
bigger
role.
role,
Then I want to say White Chicks was after this, and you know how big he
right?
was at that. It's a dude from, you know,
Yeah. And I'm
and
just
then
like, you just out here with your drawers on, and that's it. I mean, I wasn't upset at this scene, but
of course you weren't. Of course you weren't. So actually, he was in he was in Training Day, but he was in Training Day, but he was
he
like
was
probably
with.
like one of the thugs, like not even a named person in there.
Yeah, I think he was probably one of the gangs where the neighborhood that Denzel's character lived at, because the main guy was actually in Eve's music video. Don't ask me why I remember that, because you remember making the music video or something.
Yeah, making a video on MTV.
Yeah, and so Eve and Alicia Keys' song, he was her love interest. He was
Mm.
Eve's love interest. And I remember watching that. She was just like, yeah, you might have seen him in Training Day. And I said, oh, he kind of looked like, never mind. He was a nice looking black man.
This movie had a great soundtrack. I would like this movie, like the
Absolutely.
soundtrack. But every other Friday, well, at least next Friday, and this one had a great soundtrack. Friday was all right.
I don't think Friday had too much music. Not as much as
Not,
this one for sure.
not yeah. That's for sure. That's for sure. Um, so we find out Pops is no longer a dog catcher. He ain't out here catching dogs. Him and Elroy have started a business, and that has to be horrible. Elroy went from like he won like 250,000, right? He didn't win a million, did he?
I don't remember, but he just,
He lost all
he
of it.
lost a lot of that money.
He lost a lot of the movie, and they started a barbecue business, which make it taste so good, make you want to slap your mama, which is wild. Like I said, you think, looking at the scene, you kind of know it's not fake when he does. Well, fake within the context of the movie. He slaps her, knocks her out. She falls out, and we find out later on this woman got a concussion. She don't remember nothing ever since this slap.
Do you remember her how she fell after the slap? Like she just I don't mean to laugh, but I do, because her body movements was so funny. Like she was just in shock, like a fish out of water, and then she just
They told
fell.
her. I'm saying today to just fall as crazy as possible, please.
She did it.
And then so they get out, and then Craig is Craig doing a rundown. Hey, make sure you talk to people right. Make sure you be nice. Don't be talking crazy. This ain't NYPD Blue or none of the other stuff you watch. It ain't nothing like that. I mean, it's something like that. With DayDay, and they go into the business. This when they talk. They talk to the family. We got mom back from the first one, which I love. I've always loved her character. Even when her and Pops was on the Wayans Brothers show.
Yep.
I enjoy her when she was on there. She was security. We have a newcomer, some more, which has always been a beautiful woman to me. What else she was? She was on Soul Plane.
She was in Soul Plane. And wasn't she? I don't know if you ever saw. Did you ever see Queens of Comedy?
She is one of the queens of comedy.
Yeah.
Yes. I've always have some more. Yes, some more. Hey, yeah. So Elroy has placed Sugar with Cookie. It's a nice trade off. And also, I like to acknowledge how a lot of stuff now is they go with a different tone of woman, but here we have a lot of chocolate sisters. I feel like is that okay to say? I got to be careful.
I mean, whoever get mad at being called chocolate need to get themselves together because that's a compliment. Chocolate caramel, what? Hazelnut, whatever.
And then here, like we have a lot, like these movies have a lot of quotables that I like. Even now, we still say he was, we get the, said, Elroy got game. He was like, no, I got game. I've always had game.
Yo, John Witherspoon, amazing actor, amazing. Mm-hmm. Like rest in peace to the legend. And just seeing him in these films and in other TV series, much appreciated. Like these jokes still funny. And then when he got smacked in the back of the head, and then he was just like, "Okay, let me get back on track." He said, "Y'all look good in y'all outfits." And so during that scene, you could see the conversation shifted, but see Pops is rubbing his head like, "Damn, that sting's still there." So every time I see that scene, I just laugh like she smacked the shit out of him.
I wonder if she slapped him for real.
I mean, look, even if she did, sold it. That I love that scene. That scene was funny because then I also love the fact that DayDay was just like, "Daddy, how I look?" He said, "Like a damn snitch." Which is, if anybody's watching, which is Jason's background because that's when he did that scene. And it reminded me of when we did our Doctor Strange episode when Kris laid out why he likes Mysterio. And I was just like, oh, so he a snitch.
I definitely had a callback for an episode for Kris today. And when I get there, we gonna discuss it. And then so they go in the back, and then we of course, sibling rivalries. Did you have a sibling rivalry growing up by chance?
Yeah. I had 2 older siblings, so of course. And they thought they was about to bully me? Jason. Me? Well, you already told us about yours when your brother smacked you in the back of your head like
no, he didn't. He slapped me in the face, actually.
Shit, that's even worse.
Slap in the back of the head, I would have probably accepted a little bit more. Now he slapped me in the face, in the cheek. Like his hand was small, so it's like all his hand went across there.
And it hit your lip.
Hey, you need to chill out. He ain't do the Chris Rock. He ain't go across the whole face.
Did he pull a wheel?
You need to relax. So the brothers, they arguing, and he said, "What, Willie? Everyone, I just don't understand why you in competition with me." He said, "I look better." "No, you don't." "I cook better." "No, you can't." "My dick is bigger than yours."
It was cold that night.
Man, but I love, like I said, DC Curry. I believe, yeah, DC Curry. That's DC Curry. It's Elroy, DC Curry, and of course John Witherspoon, which also made me think about when he was in Boondocks, and of course he had Regina King from the original movie. I hate she didn't come back for this. That would have been super dope. Seeing her come back, and they finally meet Mr. Holy Moly. We go to the Jazz. My affinity for pastries. I about every time I see this, I'd be highly upset when they go inside this pastry shop. What you think about this?
Because they featured flies and the cops.
Yes.
First off, nobody is gonna be able to have an establishment that is open with a F rating. Nobody. Like, and he over here cleaning, like killing flies on the window that people see coming into the shop. Like, and then the cops that stole Craig and them's weed, they at the donut shop probably just trying to get that fix in because they obviously was smoking outside their apartment.
Hey, that's the best. That's probably one of the best ones. Like well, besides cereal. Oh, speaking of, so this is a little bit of tangent, but it goes in line. So if you were, under the influence, we'll go there. What are your top 3 snacks?
Oh my God. All right. So ice cream, popcorn, and cereal. Oh, okay. So those are my 3 snacks, but I normally try to start. This sounds like, damn, Jazz got a whole menu. But I'm gonna say some fries, throw them in the air fryer, and some what are those things called? Some egg rolls and some pot stickers.
You got 6. Like that's a whole meal for real.
Jason,
you eat more you eat more than Kris just on a regular day.
Jason, I will eat my entire house. Like, it'd be bad. What's your tops?
So whenever I'm about to, get under the influence, I prepare for these things. Like, so it's not happenstance. I know it was happening. So I get a bag of chips. I have to get some type of juice, and I get a water. Got to kind of balance it out. And I got to get some type of candy, some kind of candy. Well, if they have fruities, like they have fruities at the store, like I'm gonna get some fruities. If they don't have fruities, I'm going with the purple bag of Skittles. And if that's not enough, I'm going with, cereal is my honorable mention. I'm always going to get some cereal.
Of course, that don't sound like enough to me because you rip all the shit that I listed.
Because I be needing this stuff like right now. I can't like to wait on something. Like unless you're doing it in the midst of it. Like if you
yeah.
Let me go ahead and put this on now when that time. So by the time I finish, the timer gonna go off and I'm like, I'm ready.
That is one of the best feelings. It's if you found a $2 bill in your pocket when everything lines up.
Man, I'm hating. So they go to the Holy Moly Donut Shop to figure out, to get their essentials to be a security. So Jazz, if you were a security guard, what would you be expecting to protect yourself or to protect the people at this establishment that you were about to be security?
If it was this establishment, I'm gonna already have my own pepper spray. But these niggas thought they was getting the whole thing. Like they was mad they didn't get a flashlight. You're not working during night hours. So who you gonna flash at 2:00 during rush hour? Or 5:00 during rush hour, but still, like, they're not gonna see that flash anyway. But Molly hyped DayDay up so much in this scene. Like, he was just like, "You're top flight security of the world," and then he was like, "I adopted this shit." And Craig just looking like, "What are you talking about?" And he was just like, "I just got one question. What you need, buddy? What you need? What happened to the last security guards? You asked too many questions." I thought that was hilarious. And then they're walking around the different areas, and he takes them to their small ass shack. DayDay just ready to get in something. He just ready. Craig is like, "You need to calm down because you can like get hurt out here."
It was hype. Like he was hype. He was mad hype. Like he was just ready to look. And he pretty much just told him the only thing they really had to do is, make sure nobody's in front of the liquor store at all costs. And of course, he took that to heart, ensuring that nobody is in front of this liquor store. And the first people that's sitting out there is the carolers, some older women. They out there just, not doing nothing, just out there singing the gospel, singing some nice Christmas music. And he pulled up, and the first thing he said, "Y'all whores got to get out y'all whores got to leave out the corner." You're like, what did you say to me, young man? y'all whores gotta get off this corner. Y'all ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing you. Y'all using this corner to sell the lowest pussy. Y'all gotta go. and then and Craig make it no better. Hey, that leave old ass women alone.
Oh, she said, "I'm a child of the Lord, but don't test me, nigga. Don't test me."
Which it makes me kind of think of, back in the original Friday when we had Miss Esther. Well, I must call her Esther from Sanford and Son. Esther from Sanford and Son, when she used to come over there, when she came in, knocked on the door, and Craig, closed the door in her face when she was trying to give him some blessings. Which you know how you feel about old women already. So this is a nice callback to that moment.
It was funny because in the first Friday, she was like, "Come on, ladies, we gonna pray for these niggas," and they was just like, they just kept walking. Like,
have you ever dealt with people, when they get this power, they have this power and they kind of abuse it? Well, they do abuse it, like go crazy with it.
oh, nothing is coming to mind. Nothing that I dealt with, but I had some individuals that dealt with that. But me personally, no, because I try to. If it's somebody, I'm like, look, you need to relax, calm that shit down. Like that extra 25 cents an hour got you going crazy right now. But
Man, you have that one, and then you also have the time when it's the big cousin who is left in charge of all the little cousins in the house, and they just like, bro, hold on, we be kicking it sometimes. You're not fit to act like this today, because we will jump your ass while you up in here. Like we not doing all this. And that's what it more so reminded me of, just like that big cousin, a big sibling that just feel like they run stuff because they in charge.
Man, my cousins, even when they wasn't in charge, they tried to bully me. So the energy was the same all around.
You were the baby though, right?
Not really, but I was one of the younger ones. But like when I was younger, I used to talk a lot of shit because people talk shit to me. So I'm just like, okay, it's still there. But so like I always just like, I gotta stay on guard. I gotta stay ready because anybody could try you at any moment. So even when they was in charge, when they wasn't in charge, they'd be like, be trying to bully me. So I'm like, nah.
Yeah, that's how. So I was the oldest in my house, but I was the youngest in my outside of my house. So when I go around the cousins, I was the baby. So I definitely understand exactly what you mean. Getting picked on, people trying to bully, and I was real to myself, so I didn't really bother. I was like, bro, why y'all treating me like this? Like I thought we was cool.
Oh, you was that cousin.
I was there. I thought we was cool. What's up? Like I ain't like when I started fighting, people like, all right, we leave him alone. He got it. He can do a little bit. I lost some, but I won more than I lost. So
I mean, I got along with a lot of my cousins growing up. I was a jokester. I always like told jokes and all of that. So, but when you tell jokes, you got to be able to defend yourself.
Hey, this is a fact. I feel like I was the one in my family. I was cool with like a lot of side, but like my sister, shoot, and then my younger brother, them fools cool with people I ain't never even thought of in the family. I'm like, who is that? I don't even know who that is. So it just be, but it's nice to just see,
Right.
it continue with them just being what we are. So that was always dope. And like I said, just more so going into DayDay losing his mind. He pulls up on a lady as she pulls up on a lot. You got to give me your number or you can't park this raggedy shit here. And she was like, bro, I can't give you my number, bro. I'm married. You can't park this car here then. You need to go over there.
DayDay was just, Craig was like, yo, you got to relax. He said, come on, man. He was just like, got another one. And he was just going after the kids. And Craig was just like, yo, I got to calm this nigga down. And so he put him to the side. And then that's when he was just like, he had a blunt on him. And then DayDay's just like, no, not on duty. Not on duty.
You were bad. You know what? I was thinking. You a bad influence on my life. Nigga, I ain't no bad influence on you. I've been the one that protecting you all your life, fool.
Would you classify yourself as that cousin that is more so a bad influence than a good influence?
Nah.
And I don't mean like an off the cliff bad influence. Because I ain't going there like.
Nah, I'm not. Shocking. You probably would be shocked by that. I'm not. I've always been more so like the voice of reason. Anything that I did that was off the cliff, I did it by myself. Like I didn't want people around, and I guess it was more so like I didn't want nobody bringing it back up, telling or anything like that. So I kept that to myself. But like in a group or in group settings, I'm typically the voice of reason.
Okay, responsible.
Where would you land on that spectrum?
I'm in between. It depends on what's going on. Because I'll sit here and just be like, nah, you need to go ahead and beat her ass. But then when they're just like, no, Jazz, that's not the answer, then I'm like, it's not. But that still doesn't mean you don't need to beat her ass. So it just depends.
And see that, and like in my friend group, that's that. Like I'm the fighter of the friend group. Like I'm the one that's gonna be like, yeah, no, we can fight. Like we ain't got what's up? What are we doing? Like what are we doing? Like it's happened. Like the last few times me and my best friend have gone. Like when we went to Atlanta. We was at a concert, at a J. Cole concert. The security guard tried to play us. I'm like, bro, what's up? We running over this nigga, right? Like he was like, bro, no. I'm like, but nah, we not fit to. They not fit to get over on us. And he calmed me down. He was like, bro, I ain't never. He said, I know, but I'm fit to go. I was fit to go. Like you talking me off that cliff. And then we was in Miami, and my homeboy, he's smaller. So I don't. Sorry, D, I don't want to put you out there, but he's shorter. He's a shorter dude, but he's not. Not a short angry guy. He's a short height. He is kind of hype though.
I saw a tweet. It was like, why
I said that. Right. That's why I said that.
Why short men so mad? And I'm like, we all know why they so mad.
And he's not an angry, but he's like super fun. Like that's him. But like he's super crunk too. So like when we go to these parties, he's the one that want to be in the center of the mosh pit. But like, yeah, like I'm not the tallest guy, but compared to him, I'm way taller. Like he'll say no, but I'm way taller. So I'm like, I'm trying to like protect him. He like, I want you to record. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to make sure they don't get you in the bottom, because you get in the middle and the bottom. It's a wrap. I don't know what you tell your mama. Like,
your son got squished.
I seen him. I mean, it was like termite back in the other movie. He was in there.
When you're explaining this story, I'm only thinking that he's an Oompa Loompa.
I mean,
yikes.
in a gang of people, he's smaller. But he's over 5 feet. So I mean,
ooh.
He might be your height.
How tall am I, Jason?
5'2".
No. So your homeboy is 5'2". God damn. So yeah, Oompa Loompa. Shout out to him. Hey, be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review. Tall listeners, short listeners, we love them all. But in my friend group, I'm definitely the voice of reason. Because I think of long term, especially where we at. If we in a situation where we could just walk away, don't catch no charge for nobody that's not worth catching a charge for. That's just my thought process.
When is it worth catching a charge for?
Some folks, some situation, it's like, it's yeah. Bumping into me is not worth a charge. If you in my face calling me a nigga, that's a charge. I'll take that. So that's what I mean by that.
I can respect that. So they in the alley. They finally smoking. They finally getting dated to kind of calm down. Airwood pops up, behind on the trash can. They smoking and beating on the trash can, scare him. And he acts to hit the blunt. And as he's doing this, you look in the background, you see Santa Claus pop up. And Santa Claus done put the I'm gonna say a bag on him, because ain't no gun in there. He done put the bag. He done put a bag on him, and he's going in on Airwood. You like a Mississippi pimp. And what does he call him? He called him something else.
I don't.
As he got him on the wall, and then he takes his Rolex, and then he jets out.
He said, "Not the Rolex."
It's a Stoli now.
DayDay blowing the whistle.
They go the complete opposite direction. Craig just like he confused, but we know Craig wasn't gonna be able to chase him. We seen Craig couldn't chase Kris in the first movie, and it's not like
Kris on a bike though. Kris was on a bike.
Hey
Little,
man, he got to. It takes him. It takes a moment to get them to for a kid to get the pedaling. They eventually caught him. Eventually, they caught him.
that's because it was nighttime and Kris couldn't see that well. But during the day, are you telling me you chasing kids on bicycles? I forgot. You think you the fastest man in the world to running. Okay, never mind. Jason,
I'm not gonna look.
cheetah.
I'm not gonna. You know, I'll race him a little bit. But look. I'm not saying that I'm the fastest man in the world. But I'm just saying you can catch somebody on the bike pretty easy, especially if they're not already going. If they just sitting there, like you talking to them, and they ain't took off yet, it takes them a minute to get the going. They ain't just gonna be like, you're not catching the bikes, not in my neighborhood at least, not those
Right.
type. They get your ass like this nigga here. But they chase after the Santa Claus. Santa Claus get away. But they go inside the donut shop. He's blowing his whistle, going crazy. I know y'all heard me blowing that whistle. He done almost robbed us. What is he say? He almost tied us up, robbed us, and fucked us. I was like, oh my God, bro, what is wrong with you?
You lying. Like, you just saying all the wildest shit. And then he just like, I told you we needed them flashlights. And then they just start laughing at him. They just like, what the hell are you talking about? And it's our same cops from earlier. Ain't doing no work. Ain't no crime happening. And as we
donuts,
see,
flies on their face.
That's it. And then Craig finally catch up with Unc. He just like, just let it go. All out of breath. And he just looking at Craig with disgust. He was like, what did he say? Damn, I forgot what he said to Craig.
You need to turn on your damn whistle.
Yeah. Which whistle? Like
I mean, I get it. He was upset, but I mean, what? I mean, honestly, what were they really going to do? Like I said, all they have are whistles.
They reuse those whistles.
That's a good question. I mean, you can sanitize them, but that's a good question.
Would you go to a security job knowing that
I wouldn't take a security job at all. Anyway,
if you took an office job and they said, "Here go your whistle," like
it better be. I would hope it be in the package, but we can see what his donut shop look like. So
if it's in a Ziploc bag, and you still see a little bit of the saliva from the last person. Is you taking it? Like
no, it's that we in the COVID as well. No, it's kind of crazy. No, we definitely not doing it now. Flu season, nah. They said it's in December, and we go back. Damon at the house watching TV with his moms. At this point, they get the "How do you want it" video comes onto the TV, and then he's in there, enjoying Tupac a bit much. Did you find Tupac attractive back in the day? Well, looking back,
yes, absolutely. So I understood his energy, but I was like, Damon, you big as hell. And the way he was saying, he was just like, damn, Tupac, you're so fucking sexy. And he looking out the window, making sure his mom don't come in. He just like, look at you. Like, it was just, do you be lusting over the TV talking like how he was talking?
in my head, not out loud.
You don't say it out.
Not out loud. No, I'm not that crazy. He was doing the most.
And then we see what his mom is doing. She going in Craig and DayDay house, checking around, looking at their mail. And I'm assuming she doesn't know that the dog is living with them. There's no way she would have known. But she going around trying to steal shit. She found some weed, got her ass bit. And it was funny because it kept cutting back to her and then to Damon. Now Damon is dancing, shaking his ass in front of the TV as if Tupac can see him. But like he was getting it. And it was funny because I feel like this scene is probably why they got him 4 White Chicks. Because White Chicks was another movie where he was over here dancing. And he was just, that during that time, he was known as that big black nigga that was just dancing. That reminded me of that dude that went viral earlier this year that was dancing in random places. Gorilla. I couldn't stand that nigga.
The Groove and Gorilla. Yeah.
I had to block him on the timeline. I'm like, could y'all please stop? Like, imagine you out drinking and then this motherfucker just started dancing out of nowhere. Like, oh God. Not by my mimosa. Like, what are you doing? I feel like
I thought you were speaking in tongues. You said not by my mimosa. This is mimosa.
not by my mimosa. Let me slow it down. But I can't stand you, Jason. Nigga over here like jazz speaking voodoo on the pod during the
Yeah,
holidays.
but yeah. So like I said, not Damon, but Terry Crews. Like I said, he did that. He did White Chicks. But yeah, I really enjoyed him on Everybody Hates Kris though. As the father, that was a real like dope role, and it was different from the stuff that we seen him in. So that was nice, a nice change of pace for him. But it didn't age well. So
It didn't. He lost his mind 2 years ago.
yeah, but it is what it is. Elroy is now he telling the police, what went on, and what happened outside, and he was telling the police, he said, you know what? I know y'all not gonna catch him. Just beat some ass on your way to the precinct. That'll make me feel better about myself. I'm like, hold on, Elroy, we would not be telling the police to beat people because they only beat one type of people.
I mean, yeah, if they I mean, earlier they was taking requests of what they should do when they find Santa Claus. They said you want an eye gouge, like so.
Hold on, let me see who this, and then
We get Money Mike, right?
we get Money Mike. We get Money Mike. I feel like this one his first prominent role as well, right?
I think so.
Which makes me think, like of these movies, what was your favorite like standout scene of the Fridays? Like I don't know what the okay. So I'm gonna give you the scene because you like if you have one that you want to call out, you can. I'm thinking Friday. I'm thinking of Janet Jackson. That's what I'm thinking. Next Friday, I'm thinking of Baby D. And then here, I'm thinking of the guy coming into Money Mike's store robbing it.
I'll say I love the first two that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
For this one, I'll say it's the scene in the bathroom from this movie. From this movie, I'll say it's the scene from the bathroom. But the ones that you got for Friday and next Friday, perfect, perfect.
Man, because I was looking at them, I was just like, man, this is crazy, and this is wild. And just seeing, like, and each time it was somebody like that was super relevant for the Black community. So that was always dope as well. Like linked to it from Adele Givens, RIP to Adele Givens from the first Friday. Then of course, man, I cannot think of her name, but she was a rapper. She's a rapper, and Baby D is a rapper. So that was dope. Seeing her, and then of course, Money Mike,
Cat Williams,
and Terry Crews in this one. You trying to think of a name?
I was trying to think of one. Would you say the scene from Friday when Debo knocked out Odu?
Red knocked out Red.
Yeah.
Man, you also got when Mr. Parker came home. Man, hey, it's some scenes
with Bernie Mac.
Yeah, it's some scenes. It's definitely some scenes. Like it's like with Friday as a whole. I have to tip my hat to it. It's a fun, appreciative. There's lessons. I mean, more so in the first one, which we did discuss. Which I'm gonna step off of that ledge that I was on. But yeah, you have your lessons in the first one, so it would have been dope to see if they stayed with that same vein of movie moving forward. I'm appreciative of how they changed it, but it would have been dope to see. But it would have also would it kind of been cheapened if they would have if they would have stayed that way.
I think the story in 2, honestly, 2 is my least favorite. I'll say 2 is definitely my least favorite. Like, it just seemed like, but you stayed on brand with everything else. Like Craig having a love interest in all these movies, and DayDay also interested in that same love interest. So they kept that between the second 2 Fridays. You mean like if they would have kept with the having a moral of the story and not make it so comedic?
Correct, more of a serious tone. Because like it
Right.
was because the
I
first one
it
it felt more
right,
because it felt like stakes. Like you don't know what was going to happen to Smokey and Craig by the end
right.
of that movie.
And then I guess when you look at part two, okay, um, Debo is heading to Craig, but it's just their journey there was so sarcastic. It wasn't serious at all whatsoever. Then they get in there.
Exactly.
Then he didn't even see Craig, right? Because didn't he
At
get
the
locked
end,
up?
he sent him at the end.
He did finally show up. Okay. So
At
it
the
was
very
just
very end. Well, he sent him at the beginning too. After he jumped on the dad's car,
right. And
and
then
and
he
then
drove
they
off.
jump in and they jump in the car because they had to follow it on the bike.
Yeah. It just, the first one seemed more realistic than the other two.
I'm not mad at that. Well, three. Two is a little bit far fetched. I'm not gonna even lie, but three, it I ain't gonna say it's in the same vein, but it seemed realistic. Like you just having a job and just having a crazy day on the job. Like
You think
that
you about
that.
to ask for an advance? Like,
Nah, I'm not.
what you, and then I'm
Wait a
pretty
minute. Wait a minute. Why is Craig been broke all 3 Fridays?
question that needs answers. I have no idea.
And why was he still in boxes?
We never found out why he was still in boxes, and if
Look,
he
you
was
can.
still in
Yes,
boxes,
yes, yes, he was. He was him. You
so
never
he
seen it?
did. So he really did steal the boxes. I feel like
It's
I
a, it's
vaguely remember.
it's a same. It's a deleted scene, but it was him.
So he
I don't
stole them
know.
shits on his day off for real.
I don't know what he was doing, but it was him.
I guess when Smokey was like, "Nigga, you building a clubhouse."
But I'm gonna run it back. I'm gonna run it back because I also feel like there was a scene somebody was like, you can see Ezel running with the boxes, but Ezel doesn't look like Craig in no way. But I feel like but it's like in the TV edit, you can see him running with the
Right.
boxes when the movie come on. So I don't know.
Well,
Uh, which makes me think, DJ Pooh. I wonder how much he was involved with this one because The Wash is another classic, like movie that was around this time, and like I feel like all the movies was kind of made almost like
right.
similar style, how they were shot, made, and comedic timing and whatnot. And we get introduced to the new love interest. What did you think of Donna?
Her, her acting is terrible, but she was terrible in Soul Plane as well. Sorry. Same
That
girl.
was Kevin Hart. That was Kevin Hart girl, huh?
Yeah. It's I but then again the love interest in part two was also trash. It was just like you look at those two and then you see what you had in Nia Long. It was but I'm not trying to well, there's no comparing. Like Nia Long got both them hoes because we know her name and I don't really know the other two, but Nia
I
Long.
understand.
But I was she just seemed like an airhead, ditzy, like Mike was talking to her wild. But
But
that
back
was
in
her
that,
pimp. That was
but
her
look,
pimp.
it's that I thought when you say Mike, I'm thinking Mike Epps, not money Mike.
Money
So
Mike, right.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I better say shoe because back in the day we used to get out some crazy stuff to people. You definitely couldn't get half or any of that stuff. You say he's like, what do you say? Did he say it's not your beauty, it's your booty? He did say
He did say that.
because my mind always be like he didn't say that. Like he said it's not your booty, it's your beauty, but he actually said it's the booty, not the beauty, right?
No, he said it's not your booty, it's your beauty.
Gotcha. I feel
So
like he
it was
said that. I feel like he already
not
said the other one.
no. But I mean, that line is funny. Like if a dude come out of nowhere and drop that line, even today, sis gonna laugh.
You laughing? That's what you're saying?
Hell yeah. But if he ugly, I might chuckle, which is I'm holding back the laugh because I want to bust out laughing, but I'm like, don't give him too much confidence. No, that was a joke.
Yeah, look at Jazz. I'm a hold it. Thank you. Okay. You rude, bro. You rude. You rude.
Holding back
You
the
rude.
laugh.
And I think Craig, man, Craig was a big hater in this movie against Money
How?
Mike. Against Money Mike, he was just like keep on like putting the dude like that's another one of my pet peeves. Like a pet peeve is just like people dirty macking. He was dirty macking. He was dirty making Money Mike. Like I know you like the girl, but you gotta to pimp. You gotta shoot on pee on the pimp to get you just get on your own, player.
That's how. Never mind.
Wait a minute. Wait. What you
Ain't
mean?
that a
That's
majority
how.
how majority of dudes do it? They was doing
That
it
man,
like
and that's why it's a pet peeve. I don't like it. Like if you're gonna get the girl, get on you. You don't have to use me to get the girl. Just get the girl. Like don't use what I'm doing and not doing to try to get to her. Just get her. If you got game for real.
they gotta
Like
wait till she's down to where she's upset, like, we just had a bad argument. And then that's when he's just like, see, we wouldn't even argue. I wouldn't even stress you out. That man is adding wrinkles to your face. I'm not gonna do that. Lying like shit. And you just be like, well, maybe he won't piss me off. Like, sis, everybody in
that's
your
why I
life
don't.
is gonna always piss you off. So
That's why, like to this day, I don't like Joe the singer because of the song. All the things your man won't do. I cannot stand that man because of that song.
that's a vibe though.
I cannot stand that man because of that song. I really hate that. But my favorite song is a dirty making song, and it's "Let Me Love You," and that's a whole dirty making song by Mario. You should let me love
I
you.
can't stand that
Let
song. That
me
shit,
be.
nah.
That's my favorite. One of my favorite songs, and it's a dirty make. He just really like no. But again, that's just me. Don't dirty mac to get the girl. You can't get the girl on your own. You don't deserve her. Like, or you can't even you can't even sit in the same room with her. But that's me. Um, and we get these two homeless looking people that come off of this bus,
Dirty. They look dirty. That's it.
mangy. They go inside of Money Mike's spot, and they try to the lady Donna, she goes in, she tries to speak with the young lady, she kind of shoos it away, and the gentleman is like, hey, come over here. She goes over to assist him, and he fakes a seizure or conniption or whatever he did where he falls out, a diversion, of course, on the ground. Money Mike more so concerned with his money and losing money than what's going on with this man. uh, and then you
They
see the lady, she drop her stomach, and then she starts to tuck stuff. What you should have say, Jay?
that was that was a nice little thing that they had going on because they almost got out of there with a nice amount of outfits. Mike over here concerned about the pimp mannequin.
The
Cause
Don
you
Juan pimp.
see, right? You see, he's like, "Oh, pimp, damn! Look what they did to your player." And like Donna is looking at the customer who she thinks is dying, and then here come the fake pregnant lady. They ain't got nothing I want, and he just like, "Oh, let me get up." Seizure is no longer there, and then he was trying to steal something because he had a sweatshirt in his hand, and Mike was able to snatch it out. And then he just like, how are the things doing in there? She was just like, feel like twins. And that's when Craig and DayDay was able to catch them, reveal that they were stealing, and they did it right outside the store. And so, like, that scene is just hilarious because that's wild for you to steal like that when there is a wide glass window. People can see you.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Most people, like, you don't want to get caught stealing, but I mean, if you're stealing, you truly probably don't care. You're just trying to get what you're looking for, and you're trying to get out of there.
Oh, duly noted.
Not that I steal stuff or nothing like that. I was just saying, just put that out there. Let me fix that. Um, and then we see, the barbecue spot is having a family gathering, which is super dope. We got people dressed up as Santa Claus, dressed up as elves, and dressed up as Rudolph. Of course, Elroy is Rudolph and Willie is Santa Claus. They try to get Elroy to come out prancing, to play with the kids and have people ride his back, which is messed up because his back was messed up in the previous movie. So why are we having people on
Yeah.
his back? Like, come on, don't do him like that, bro. And then the kid, sits on Willie's lap, and I want an Xbox. He asked for what did he asked for something else on some
He
like a
said,
car.
I want an Xbox with all the games. Something else. He said, here go my address. And I know it's you, Mr. Willie. Like, whoa. Like he threatened Santa. Like, wait a minute. This kid need to get off my lap. Like, you gotta make sure you pat down the kids before they come in because they're over there communicating threats.
Man, wilding. wilding. And then the kids riding on Airroy, which you got Zero from
Right. Yep.
Holes on his back going crazy. And then the kid goes behind him. He was like, yeah, they say if a dog bite down on you gotta fix him like this. And he kicks him. I'm assuming he kicks him in the privates. Uh, in the privates, and he kind of goes crazy. And then we come back in the scene. He's in there whooping both of the kids. He got both of the kids laying them down, just whooping them.
Look, they needed their asses beat. It helped Bill's character because they was going crazy. He was like, jump like a pit bull. Can you get down in that dirt like a pit bull? Like, yo, whose kid is this? Yo, Zero was going crazy. Now I see why his parents sent his ass to the desert. Like, yo.
Didn't do the knowledge. Like Friday, they also put like the young child stars, because we had Making Good in the first movie. There was another kid in there, but I don't know if there was one in the second movie. I can't even recall any kids being in the second one.
I don't think it was any in there.
But yeah, it was dope, just seeing like the kid stars. Kid people up in here as well. Let me see. And so during this, like I said, not Money Mike, but Craig and DayDay, they put the people that have stolen out of the shop inside their little shack, and then they're speaking with them, trying to just, like they made their first arrest. And I think has the police already? The police haven't come yet because they haven't got him. And you see Money Mike pulling up with his switchblade in his hand. It made me think of what's the movie with Snoop Dogg, Bones. It made me think of Bones. Snoop Dogg is he's the killer that's walking around with the pimp killer with the switchblade. Yeah, we know. We know. We know.
Movie was not good.
He pulled. What do you think about that when Money Mike come up? He's talking to them inside this shack.
When you see Craig Craig is looking, but you can't see Money Mike in there. He said, "Player, what you doing, player?" And then you see Money Mike with the blade, and the fact that DayDay and Craig was on both his sides yanked him up a little bit, and you see his legs a little bit in the air, let you know how short he is, and basically them calming him down. And he was just like, thank you. These roaches would have cleaned me out this holiday. And then Dana is there. And I love this. Oh my God, Jason, I love this line. I love this line every time. And he was like, speaking of roaches, and he looked at Dana. He said, where were your antennas when these people was robbing my store? And she just sitting there like, I didn't see him. And he just cut her off. Like, he is just going in on her, and then DayDay just sitting there loving it. Craig is sitting there like, oh yeah, I'm definitely about to take her from him. He was just like, you can walk away now. And then she just, all right, bye guys. Walks away, and then here go DayDay. Damn, nigga, you got her trained. Like, he said, you can teach a water, you can take a hoe to water, but you can't make a thing. Like, was that what he said? Like,
you can lead a hoe to water, but you can't make a thing.
What is a correlation? Like
this like actually one of my probably top quotables. Not this one, but the same. She was like, "I'm sorry," when she apologized. She was like, "Don't be sorry, ho, be careful."
Yeah. Because that also made its way into a few episodes of the Boondocks, right?
It did. He's in Boondocks. A pimp named Slickback.
Okay, a pimp. No, it's a pimp named Slickback, and you got John Witherspoon there as well. So you see
Regina King.
Yep. It's funny how like all of these people was just working together on different projects. But like we said in previous episodes, these niggas was in the same studio, going from the one to one to one, because like pretty much all the projects that dropped around that time. But
yeah, for the most part. And it was like, different studios or different types, I guess, right, of Black people in different movies. So, but they pretty much circled, with each other.
Yeah. So then that's when Craig was just like, well, Mike was going to give them some money for helping him out. Mm-hmm. And Craig is just like, nah, we was just doing our job. And then DayDay's like, what, nigga, rent? He was just like, just you and your lady come to our spot tonight because we having a Christmas party.
Look at Craig. Look at Craig.
That was smart, Jason. Look, I'm not even gonna say like some of Craig's lines in this movie was like, nigga, that's not no game. But some of them, I was like, okay, that was smooth. Got to give him his credit. But he was like, so what you doing later? I'm having a party, get together. And then when Money Mike was like, let me check my Palm Pilot. Look like I ain't got shit to do.
I was gonna sit home, drink, and watch The Grinch, but I'll be out there pimping. And then then the police come. They get the I think they arrest the guys, and they arrest the people in the thing. Yeah. But in the midst of this, they see the bus off to a distance. They see the old lady, her grandsons. They pull up, and not Craig, but DayDay. He's out of there. He didn't even waste. He didn't even waste his breath.
Nothing. He didn't say anything. He didn't say run. He didn't say bye. He said, "Oh shit!" Didn't even finish his words. He was gone. Here go Craig contemplating. Wait, is that? He looked, and then he looked back again. They're getting closer, and then this nigga decides to run. So I can hear the old lady say, "Excuse me," the grandmother, because she ain't want nobody to call her old lady. She was like, "Go get them, boys." And then you just see the fact that we got a chase scene. And I actually feel like we got a chase scene in the first movie when they were being chased by Big Worm. It was kind of like a shootout. But then...
kind of like they were shooting.
Yeah. Luckily, nobody got hit. I don't remember getting one in the second one, but I thought this chase scene was kind of funny.
If you want to consider when DayDay was running from Baby D.
Hell no. No, Jason, that ain't no fucking chase scene. I don't even know why you brought that up.
They went around the car.
No, Jason, stop. Let me ask you this. If Scream 6 drop next year and if they run around a fucking car, you gonna see a chase scene? You gonna be mad as shit. Exactly.
Nah. And like I say, they running. They trying to get away from where these boys are trying to chase them, and they run back into Money Mike. They get Money Mike help to get some assistance. So Donna takes them into the back, and then the little kids, well, the thugs, they run into the spot, and then she kind of like you can't go back there. No, like
her acting is so terrible, Jason. It's so bad. But before he got to her, because he was like the shortest one in the group, and he went by Money Mike, he said, what you do? This ain't that Baby Gap. And so he pushed Money Mike, and then Money Mike is now pinned down on the ground with a mannequin pimp. And then that's when we get the famous pimp down, daughter, pimp down, bitch, help.
Pimp in distress, man down. Man, and then they finally leave, I guess, because Craig and them, they jump out through the roof, and they was like, "Nah, we done with this. We done with the job." They take their shirts off, they throw them away, and then they run into Molly behind the building. They were like, "Hey man, did you remember what happened to the last security guards?" I do. I have not forgot. And then he's like, "Well, why don't you make sure you tell him this?" And they jump up and hit him, which is always funny the way he punches. He has to jump to hit somebody.
Right.
And then he tried to run, man. I'm like, bro, he's caught. It looks as if he's caught.
He was screaming for help. He's like, help me, please. And it's just like, Molly, you are out of here. And Craig and DayDay are seeing this, and they just like, oh shit. They was just like, nah. And the fact that we see them get back to the barbecue spot is because technically they were on lunch. So when Molly came in after he got his ass beat, eye swollen, and they was just like, damn, what happened to you? And so he was just like, yeah, buddy, I got beat up, buddy. Where were you at, buddy? And he was like, we was eating lunch. And so they was just like, nah. Molly was like, you're fired. Which realistically, you weren't justified to fire us because we were on lunch. So, but they knew they was leaving anyway because they was just like, nah.
Daddy, do something, Daddy.
Molly always got his ass beat in there.
They should have. They should have, but I made it the next best thing. And they called the health department to pull up on him. And he's like, I'm trying to see, like, what was he gonna do? What, they gonna take him, deport him or something? I'm trying to understand what was going on there.
I don't know. I don't know.
I was like, wait, you would have been too far. So yeah, that was why the guy he's chasing Molly outside of the donut shop when they should have just shut down the place. I'm assuming it should have already been shut down, but
it should have been. It's an F. Like, how are you still even open? And the fact that the cops were in there all day, like, do y'all not see this? And the flies are flying around your face.
They hit in the face. They just doing this. They continue to eat.
I guess that weed they got from Craig was real good to where you don't even feel like flies or you don't even care about that.
Man, and we get to we finally get the party, and they got a little Mary J. Blige playing "Family Affair." And this is this the same song that was playing in Thor?
I don't. I don't. Wait, Family Affair? It could have been.
I feel like it was when she was like shit, what's that? Is that like a handy too? Like, not a speaker, and she was playing the song,
That's a
and
good
it was just going.
Back.
And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get. I said, what song? I was like, well, Kris, what song was that was playing?
Kris didn't even know it was Mary J. Blige. I was so disappointed.
But the party looked fun. Would you have gone to this house party?
Hell yes. House parties used to be lit my freshman year of college.
Yeah.
Granted, it was like, let me make sure I stay with my people and make sure I watch everybody. And just in case if the cops roll up, I need to make sure I have a quick exit. All of those.
I don't think I've ever had to have no issue with the cop part of it, but you definitely want to make sure you with your people. And of course, I know it's a little bit different for men and women when they're at parties and when they're with out with y'all friends. You want to make sure, it's my mom said it though. Whoever you come with, you leave out with. So
exactly. So it's not like where is this person? They just like, oh shit, I don't know. It's just like, wait a minute, what you mean? Because people get snatched up. They try to snatch us up. Yeah, that reminded me. I do remember being at a party and the police rolled up and we all like ran out. And we were all walking down the street and then the cops pulled up beside us and I said, I need y'all to calm down because we all out of breath. So I was just like, y'all stay cool, stay cool. If you panic, you look suspicious. They was like, where you guys headed? It was a party that just got shut down a few blocks ago. I don't know, Chief. That wasn't us. I had to say cool. We was good. They drove off. But yeah.
Man, see, I'm envious. There's a couple of things I want to do. Like, I've gone to house parties, but I've never had one busted up by the police. That's one. I would love to go to Vegas and forget or not know what happened the day before. That's definitely part two of what I want to do. Like, those are some things.
Just go to Vegas and have a good time. Try to remember what happened because
every time I go, I remember, but I want to go and not remember some stuff. Like, man, how did I even get here? Like, that's the type of the last time I had a gathering like that, man. I was just like, who drove? That's all I want to know. Who was it? Him? Do I have all my limbs? Like, this guy, like, that was a wild experience.
Anytime where I was in a situation where I forgot what happened the night before, I was always with somebody that I felt safe with that I knew would get me back home. And that's only 2 people. That's not family. Anybody else, like, nah, I can't get that fucked up because I don't trust y'all that I'm gonna get back home safely. But I remember one time I woke up and my friend, she left me in the bathroom. I woke up, the light was on, but her house was so big, outside the bathroom was darkness. Jason, I was scared as shit. And I was still drunk. We still laugh about this till this day. And I sat there and I was just like, bruh, I don't know what's out there. And I feel safe in this bathroom. It was cold too. So I was like, nah.
Man, heck nah. I would see somebody like me, I would turn the bathroom light off and just match the energy outside. I don't know.
So,
Might as well. This was we going now it's even all the way around. Because I'm saying, one thing from The Wire, one thing I take from that is, when you look out the window, they said make sure the lights are off, because lights on, you can't see out, but people can see in. So ever since then, whenever I see a window, or whenever I go to a window, I always turn off all the lights and then look out and then come back and I turn them back on. I don't know. That's just
I do that when definitely a window, but when you turn off the lights inside, you need to make sure you know where everything is in that room. Cause I've done that shit before and I stumped my damn toe. Like,
man. So I don't try to, I'm not gonna try to run, through the room like that. There was the video Kris showed us of the kids running through the mirror house that's just running through it.
first off, running through a mirror house? What the fuck is wrong with you? Do you not love yourself? Nah.
They were no older than about 7, if that. And yeah, they definitely had some horrible, horrible run-ins.
I don't think I've ever really went to a real mirror house or a mirror room. And after seeing Us, I don't think I would go. Not solo. And I know, shit, I don't want my tether to come roll up on me and take my life and me living that fucking scraps. Like, nah.
Eating
like,
rabbits.
The fuck? Rabbits are adorable. I want to eat them. Like, nah.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. And that, like I said, at this party, we get a special guest. Oh, Pinky pops in. Pinky pops in from the previous movie. He comes in with three young women, no money, obviously. He's trying to pay his way a different way. We got Moet. We have Miss Cinnamon, which I don't know what kind of dance move she was doing. Like, I don't know, I remember Sis from Boy Meets World, but I don't know what kind of dance move she had going on.
That ain't nothing you would throw. Well, you're not throwing money anyway, but that ain't nothing you would see at the Pink.
I hope not. I hope that might be something you see at the Pink. Actually, yes.
You
but
think
like,
so?
But something you gonna pay for? No, I'm like, nah. She wouldn't be on the main stage. She'd definitely be on the side stage. Like, she'd be on, off to the side. She wouldn't be up there with Roulette, Mercedes, and Whisper. She wouldn't make it up there. She'd be with Big Bone over at the DJ booth.
So you're just gonna forget Mississippi?
Mississippi. She just came back. I forget. I forget she just came back.
Well, she last time we seen her, she locked up. But
that's a fact. That's a fact. And you got Lollipop, which is, of course, this was Pinky's girl. And like I said, you got, DayDay went crazy when he seen Pinky. He knocking everybody out the way to get the Pinky. I'm like, man, this guy is crazy. He was like, man, why'd you fire me? He was like, I think he was late all the time. I was gonna fire you anyway.
It was funny when he gave Pinky a hug. He was like, damn, man, like all the Jerry curl juices on his face. And if you look at the back of Pinky's jacket, his suit, you can see like all of that damn Jerry curl juice on the collar of his suit, and then his girls was wiping his Jerry curl down. I was just like, this shit is hilarious.
And you got Damon at the party. He's all alone, stuck up against the wall. He's not feeling, it's like maybe he's thinking about, prison around all these people. He's concerned for himself. I mean, we find out he had phone books on his side to make sure he don't get shanked. So
for somebody who just got out of prison, you don't need to be at a party. He just got out of jail the day before.
I don't know, Jazz.
No, I'm telling you, he just got out the day before. I'm not asking you. This is me telling you. This is information from his mother. She said he got out last night. So
no, I'm saying if you just got out of jail the first, I want to be around. You know what I'm saying? I want to be around some people.
I'm not. Look, first off, I'm not inviting a motherfucker like Damon anyway. But granted, everybody in the whole neighborhood. Do you
think you had a choice in inviting Damon or letting Damon in?
I might just have to plant some drugs on Damon so that motherfucker go back to jail. Cause
come on now,
that was a joke. But this is the same dude that threatened him earlier that day. Mm-hmm. So, like, bruh, Damon just
maybe he was there to make sure that the money went ahead and went straight to him. So it wasn't.
You giving this man excuses. That could possibly be it. But his mama, that could possibly be it, Jason. I didn't think about that. But nigga, and I guess he can't really drink anything because he just fresh out of jail. So he's probably still obviously on parole and he might not be able to drink. Possibly. But nigga, smile.
He said, man, he said, come up, go ahead. He said, go out there, man, get these my people. You good here? Damn, I don't want none of these hoes. And then Money Mike walks through the door with Donna. He was like, man, who is that? And he's like, right there. Oh, that's Donna. I ain't worried about her, nigga. I'm talking about him. The little leprechaun. He look magically delicious.
Yo, Jason, that's wild. Like, if you think about the script of this movie, perfection. And I think a lot of this shit was definitely they
improv.
Yes, thank you. I'm just thinking like I know half the word, but what's the other half? But so a lot of improv. So I'm just thinking like magically delicious, nigga. That's a wild line to say. But then I'd be on Jonathan Major's Instagram all the time, and that nigga looks magically delicious. So I get it. That's my lust for right now.
Yeah, you definitely Damon. You definitely got some Damon energy in you.
Stop. You're the same person that said you would drink Beyonce's bathwater.
I stand by that, Your Honor.
Right. So I'm like.
Would you drink Jonathan Major's bathwater?
No. Travante's? Maybe.
What else is say? When he comes in, do you notice this dip that he does? That Money Mike, when he walks in, he pops up.
I didn't notice.
Go back and watch it. It's like he does a dip, like a pogo or something. I was like, hold on, what is this? Every time he says seated, I'm like, man, hold on, he just dipped. Like I dip, he dip. He walks in, he just dips as he's saying this. I'm like, that's why he say that. I see what he's looking at, but like not see, but I see what you're looking at.
I just saw he was short as hell because you couldn't even see him when DayDay was hugging Donna. Like you just saw a hat. I don't even know how Damon saw him because but Damon was just like, I guess he could see he had that eye. He saw that leprechaun magic. And so he was telling Craig, he was like, yeah, bring him over here. Introduce him. Like Damon was already set, which was crazy. And the fact that when Craig introduced Damon to Money Mike, he didn't even pay attention to Donna. Because he said, hey, this is Donna. Damon didn't care about her. He didn't even acknowledge her. And then when he was like, this is Money Mike, and they dapped up the sound effects that you hear when Damon was pulling Money Mike closer to him. It was like a whoosh. He was like, God, woo, it's like the Matrix in this motherfucker. Like, yo. And then when Craig and Donna walked away to go get something to drink, Money Mike is still there. He's like, nigga, you dislocated my shoulder. Like, and he just looking at Money Mike, like checking him out. Man, and Money Mike is just like, bro, right, relax. I feel like if you got somebody fresh out of jail at your party, you need to make them have a sign on that say fresh out. People need to know.
Hey, man, that's wild.
Is that wrong?
It's Jason, not, but that's wild.
If I have a house party and I got a motherfucker over here fresh out of jail, wouldn't you want to know if he fresh out of jail? Like, Jazz, you got killers at your party?
I would. What do you do? What do you do?
Even if it's the party isn't for him, I'm gonna get him a little cupcake or a cake that say fresh out. Like, stupid. Who fresh out? Oh, my homie over there in the corner that's looking mad sketchy. Like,
but in real life, people gonna tell you, people gonna talk. They're gonna be like, you right there, him right there. Everybody gonna be pointed out.
Money Mike should have been made aware of this way before he got to that bathroom.
Hey man, so he goes into the bathroom. He in there using it. I don't know why his pants are all the way down, but hey, we're gonna let that be that. And then Damon sneaks in the bathroom.
That wasn't no sneak. He broke in.
He breaks into the bathroom. He takes his jacket off. He pulls his vest off. He got his phone book so he can't be stabbed. He got his shank on him in the party. And then Money Mike is just like, whoa, what is you doing? He said, hold on, one at a time, player. One at a time. He he passes out because Damon tried to pull up on him.
Yeah, that's scary. Like, do you remember phone books?
I do.
I used to hate phone books.
Yellow pages, the white pages.
One for businesses, one for residential. We've come a long way.
Thank God. Thank God. And in the midst of this going on, Craig takes Donna into his room to have a conversation. Is this the weak game you were talking about? Because this entire scene, I was just like, what? He was trying to get a. He said, "You want to lean back in the bed?
Yeah,
like what? Like what? Why? And
at least offer a massage or something like, oh, let me rub your feet real quick.
We got major dirty macking going on from Craig. Then DayDay busts in the room. Asked for some condoms. I probably would have fought. I probably would have fought DayDay at that moment. Don't come in my room ask for some condoms, bro.
He said, no, I think he was saying, do you got condoms since you about to get some? I don't think he was trying to get condoms from Craig because he already had some. So I think
I don't know.
That's either how I took it, but either way, yeah.
I took it like do you have like you got condoms, like do you be doing stuff in here? And he was like, man, I ain't got no crap. She was like, oh, so you're not even practicing because they over here, or y'all do this often. However they go. And I'm gonna give you a word of advice. Put a lock on the door. I'm like, man, Donna, you out of here.
I mean, the vibe was kind of messed up.
at that point, and like I said, so and during this, and then Pops has to go to the bathroom, which call back to not episode 1, but the first movie, and he breaks his own rules. He wouldn't let Smoker come in the poop, but he gonna try to go to somebody else's room to use the restroom.
Parents try to get away with a lot of stuff.
Come on, talk about it. Speak about it.
They'll give you a rule, but they not following the rule they give you. It don't apply. So
and he go down to Miss Pearly room to go to the bathroom. What did you think about this scene of him and Miss Pearly?
She over here rolling up the weed she stole from Craig and DayDay house. And then when he knocked on her door, sis thought her Christmas wish came true. He was just like, we having a party upstairs. I want to use your bathroom. She's like, come on in. She's like, the man I've been wanting and I done heard about for so long is at my door. Now, I'll say this. If I'm chilling at home and Trevante knock on my door, it's like, hey, I'm in the area. You were the first house I saw. Could I use your bathroom? I'm like, well, damn, Trevante, is that you? I'm going to let him use the bathroom, of course. Now, am I going to turn some slow music on and candles and lights, like, get the vibe right? Yes.
Why do I keep doing that?
I don't know.
What about it's something I'm hidden. It's something I'm hidden over here that's doing it.
You did it.
See, there I go again.
But so I get it, but the thing is, like, sis, he's married. Like, you gotta relax. And so Pops comes out after dropping a few pounds in her bathroom.
The whole body.
Hey, the ribs. Hey, it's more meat than sauce, like the ad said. So he was, he come out, he just like, what's going on? She was like, did your son tell you what I said? And he was just like, no. Well, he need to pay his rent. How much you love your son? And he was just like, not enough to pay his motherfucking rent. Which I'm just sitting here like, that sounds like something my parents would say. It's just like, we love you, but hell no. Because shit, that's a lot. So, and she was just like, I heard about you. She done grabbed him by his balls, flipped him over the couch. Now, I would say she's strong, but she got him in she got a weak spot for him. So she caught him off guard for real. And she just like, I heard so much about your sweet Dick Willie. He's like, oh, that's what you heard, baby. That's what you heard. And during this time of him being down there, Craig's mom is like, "Where'd your father go?" And Craig didn't even realize, like, oh, he just went to Miss Purdy's to use the bathroom. And she was just like, "Oh, Miss Purdy, huh?" And so then his mom went downstairs, and that's when it came to Craig's mind of like, "Oh shit, we need to go down there." And so she busted in the house. She's like, "What's Craig's dad name?"
Willie.
"Willie, get off that heifer." And he's like, "Betty." So you see this funny, like it's like a rewind or a fast forward scene of Betty P and Miss Purdy pulling her hair, like, and then in the other scene of at Craig's apartment, Money Mike wakes up. How did you feel about this scene? This is one of the like standout scenes for me in this movie because we see what Damon does to Money Mike.
This entire thing, I was just like, man, it was like very uncomfortable. Like, when he gets into it, but prior to that, it was fun. I am a boy, Damon. You are not in jail anymore.
Yo, but first when he threw that water on, he's like, "Nigga, did you pee on me?" Like, you wake up, your head is to a toilet, so it's like, and you on the ground, like, oh, that's so nasty. But I like when he said, "I am a boy." Just...
Hey, man, that entire scene was wild. And then he grabs the pliers, but he just thinking quick. Like he seen the pliers from the toilet, which obviously they need to get their plumbing fixed. He sees the pliers, he grabs them and he puts them on his balls.
He said, "Well, you got a lot of balls." Just grabs them.
Damon, do you like songs, Damon? Crunching on your balls.
Yo, he just froze up. And it's just, I did not feel bad at all for Damon in the scene because, bruh, you were literally in there about to sexually assault him. Like, I hope he fucked all your shit up.
Man.
Like, that's crazy. And he was just like, "Well, Damon," because he got his name tattooed on his chest.
And he walks him from upstairs to downstairs to the front. And as Craig is coming out of Miss Pearly room, this is the next incident that he runs into. And they said everybody need to go back in the house. Everybody got to go back in the house. Yeah, everybody go back in the house. We got this. He was like, "Well, I'm finna get these to you." He's like, "Whoa, no. You're not finna hand me them pliers." You're like, "Yes." He said, "These pliers, your party, your pliers, his balls, your hands. Let's go." He was like, he talked.
Would you have taken them?
Man, hell no.
So if you was Craig, you wouldn't have taken them. Like if
I would not have taken. No.
I would have done exactly what Craig did.
Yeah, I would have been like, "Nah, bro, you got me messed up." And then he said, "What they do a countdown."
Right.
They do a countdown. He let him go, and he lets him go. And then Donna, she pull off. I guess she's listening at the same exact time. And she pulls off as he comes to the car, and man, he chases him through the neighborhood, which is wild.
He's screaming, "Donna!" He's screaming her name again like he was earlier in that day. Because at this, like around this time, that was DayDay was over here giving Donna his number. Donna ain't even focused on DayDay. She over here trying to get some of Craig.
Man, crazy. And like she said, I mean, it probably was a barbecue card, so the number it goes to the same house, and she knows it's like, shoot, well, at least I can just call. I can speak to. I really want to speak to.
She know where this man live.
And this is true. And then they look over in the corner, they see Santa Claus coming down the street.
Lord.
And then we find out it's Ricky Smiley. I was shocked. I was like, man, I never thought I'd see Ricky Smiley play a role or act the way he was acting, which I've always liked Ricky Smiley, his comedy anyway. So it's like during the Comic View era anyway. So like all these people, that's where I really know him from on Comic View. And then this was like when those stand-up specials was becoming a thing. So Money Mike, he eventually got a stand-up special. So you seen that, of course, Dave Chappelle. All of them, Ricky Smiley in the house. They decide to go ahead and follow him in the house, DayDay was scared. Craig was like, man, I gotta get my stuff. I gotta
Right.
get it. Like it's a wrap. So they run into it. They stop. What they go to Craig say when he walked in?
I don't remember, but I definitely remember he had been stealing a lot of people's shit because he had a bunch of stuff in this daggone shack. Like, Jason, this man's shack looked like Target, the electronic section. Like, and then he just going through all the stuff that he stole. He was like, ooh, da. And then that shit said extra medium. He looked confused. He said, huh? Well, gotta have something for the skinny niggas. Extra medium sounds wild.
It do. It do. And he's trying on the clothes as he's doing it. They bust in and they jump him. They try to jump him anyway. They hitting him with the Christmas tree, but Craig doing more hitting on DayDay than he does on Santa
Right.
Claus. He breaks free. And he tries to dive through and it's like, I every time I bust out crying. It's like, bro, he really thought he was going to jump through some wood. Like that doesn't make any sense. And no way. He tried to jump through the wood.
But how many action movies have we seen where somebody does a stunt like that and they actually make it through? So I feel like it was funny that they did it in this movie and that shit didn't work.
Maybe there was a callback like this. Not really how it happened, bro. Like
Right.
it don't work like that. And then they chase him. They run through the neighborhood, and then as they running, you got this old man pops out and he starts shooting. Just starts shooting.
He thinks somebody's stealing his collard greens.
My mustard green, my collard greens, some one other kind of green, turnip green,
And
my turnip green.
and you wild because like you shooting through the neighborhood and like the backyards with a shotgun.
Kids can be out. It's Christmas time. Anything can be going on.
It's Christmas Eve, my nigga. You can shoot Santa. Granted, a crackhead Santa was running around, but still, I was just like, wow. He was, and it reminded me of, was that Mike Epps playing that role?
It was.
Every time I see this, I think of the Nutty Professor. Because you remember Eddie Murphy dressed in all of those characters and Norbit. Hell, Eddie Murphy was pulling a lot of movies where he was in, like, he was multiple characters.
Coming to America.
Coming to America, even though you said you don't like the remake. Or no,
you
didn't. You didn't like the original.
I don't like the original. Don't take me out. Don't take me out, people. I'm sorry. It's not one of my favorite black movies. It's not.
But I thought this scene was wild, and it also I didn't get to mention like in the intro. The intro of this movie foreshadowed the entire film.
It does. It does. That little cartoon is it's the movie.
Because you don't get an intro in the first or the second movie. You only got an intro in this one. Because the first movie, you see Craig's bedroom. And then the second movie, you get a backstory of how the first one and the second one connect, of Debo going to jail, then he's breaking out with his cousin. This movie, you got like a minute and a half intro, which foreshadowed the whole movie, which I thought was creative, especially for it to be an animated intro. I thought that was cool.
Was that the Home Alone song on there?
I don't
sound like a hip hop version.
I feel like it was definitely a hip hop version. It for some reason reminded me of Bebe's Kids, but I don't know how it would. I don't know why it would, because Bebe's Kids was not even around Christmas time. Jason, I don't know. That's just like that one time when something reminded you of Titanic, and we just like, my nigga, how?
Oh, so, yeah. But I mean, yeah. I explained it. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta look back at Baby Kids to see that one. But that song kind of remind me of that. I mean, but it's Christmas song. It's bells, trumpets. It's Christmassy, so everything can almost sound similar. As they run into a house. Go into a house as this person. I don't know why they door open when they know somebody's out there stealing stuff from people, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. And you see the lady from earlier in the day, so you already know what's about to happen. I guess she got grandkids on both sets, the Crips and the Bloods, because in the bottom you have the red, which is where Craig and DayDay end up going to, and they beating them up with pool sticks. They're not even really like attacking; they just stabbing down, like get back. When they go in the house, and then Santa runs up the stairs. And he runs into the Crip side of the family, the crazy.
How do you just run at somebody's house and thinking once you close the door behind you, you good? Like he he was just like taking a breath. His eyes was closed, and then he opens them and he sees the guys from earlier that was chasing after Craig and DayDay. And I'm sitting here like, why did you run in these people's houses in the first place? So we didn't realize that they beat the shit out of Santa. But we realized that after Craig and DayDay getting beat on with the pool sticks, and then the gentleman with the shotgun shoots in these people's houses.
Like, he wilding. He make a mistake shot too. He's like, oh, hold on, let me. But look, when Santa Claus upstairs, he said, I'm here to deliver the word.
And Jason, he was in long johns. He wasn't even in no regular clothes. Yo. And so they run outside. Well, Craig and DayDay continue running outside. The kids run into a different room to get out of the way of the person with the shotgun. And then that's when Santa Claus is thrown out the window from upstairs. His eye is swollen. Like, they beat his ass. And so that's what DayDay and Craig find him. And does it like he get up and still run?
Yeah, he gets up and he runs, and he said he does the Deion Sanders dance as he's running, which is funny given everything with Deion Sanders going on right now. He's running out the room. He said, "I'm gonna hit the prime time," and he just really just dancing, celebrating, and of course he get hit by Pinky's driver, which is a horrible one. Which, man, he made a joke, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna touch that one. No. He said, "This ain't the first time you hit somebody. I told you that last time you hit that little kid. You gonna get fired." He's like, "Oh, but he alive. Let's go, nigga. Let's go. Let's let's go." He's like, "Oh shit, there go Pinky. Oh, there go Santa Claus too." I guess it was just. It's always like whenever, at least on Friday, the time doesn't really change much. It's a day, so it's like before that 12 o'clock mark hit, the movie's gonna be wrapped. So
right.
he gets hit. They tie him up, they get their stuff. I guess how does he not spend the rent money? He may not have known where it was at though, because it was inside the speaker. Right. So he gets hit. So we find they get like the 2000 montage at the end, but it's they got the Santa Claus rap going at during this montage, which you see Damon is still running, chasing Money Mike. Craig got Donna to come back, and he got a lock on the door. There's one more scene, I feel like, right?
It was DayDay he got the two ladies that Pinky brought, and then his mom
walked in on him.
Craig's mom walked in on him.
Yeah, because his mom passed away, so it wasn't his mama. But yeah.
But the party still continued even after the whole Money Mike and Damon situation, which is
that's lit. Right.
And you don't end a party due to that. They gone.
Exactly.
We can still do what we need to do over here.
Yeah, the party ain't over. The party ain't over. But that was the conclusion of Friday After Next. And the question that the people are dying to know: was it good though?
Absolutely. Like
facts.
Duh.
That's facts. That's facts.
I know we've had conversations about this before, whether this was a cult classic or a classic. And so I did some searches of what actually a cult classic is. And so this is pretty much a definition that I got from a website called movieweb.com. And so they basically said a cult classic is described as a movie that a generation that has generated a significant fan base over time that is highly dedicated. And the examples that they had was Harry Potter and Star Wars. So, and it was just like basically a cult classic is the cool misfits, and a classic is a popular kids. Like a regular classic film is like the popular kids. So with that definition that I just gave you, would you consider Friday After Next a classic or a cult classic?
Ooh.
Right.
So look. I'm gonna still ride with cult classic personally.
Okay.
I'm gonna still ride with cult because I feel like it could be popular, but I know the success of one was able to push the other two where they got like, because I don't know if this have a major movie release like in theaters.
That I don't remember.
Friday. I mean, because I know I seen this in
I
theaters.
definitely don't. I definitely don't remember Friday did.
Because I seen this in movie theaters. So I know this one was.
Right. I'm not sure, but with that definition, I wouldn't consider it a cult classic
You think
because
it's a classic?
Yes, I absolutely think Friday After Next is a classic because people can still quote it. Different generations can still quote it because I remember I saw something recently where the actress that played Felicia, even though she's of course not in this film, actually hold on, let me ask this: not this particular movie, would you consider Friday the original a classic or a cult classic?
That's what I was actually
Okay,
riding
yeah,
with. That's what I was
okay,
actually.
yeah. I was trying to
I
make
was
sure
gonna quote.
I identified the first one and not the third one.
Here it is. The budget was 3.5. Opening weekend they did 6.5, and it ended up grossing 27. So of course, that was gonna make a easy way to make the next two, regardless of how they did. They could have made them. They would have made the money to do them.
Right.
And that's why they don't want to give it back to Ice Cube.
I think that's so fucked up because I would love a Last Friday film. Like we've been talking about it, or we've been hearing about it for years.
Ooh.
What you see?
Next Friday, the budget was 11 million. They did 15 the opening weekend. They ended up doing 60,000 in gross.
60,000?
60 million. I'm sorry,
Okay.
60
Okay.
million. They ended up doing 60 million for that one. So yes, that's a. I don't know. I don't know. It might be.
It might be what?
It might be a classic.
Oh, say that again. Which film?
I mean the trilogy. You can't just say a movie. It's the trilogy.
Come on, Jason. We talking about the movie.
We can. I mean, we can't. I mean, we can't. I mean, it has to be because it. I'm just saying how it generated over time. It has to be.
Okay, so now
it has to. It has to be a classic. Like
so
just
all
based
three
on.
of them are classics. Or are you saying just Friday is a classic?
No, no. I'm saying the trilogy. I'm saying the entire trilogy has to be because of the popularity of the first one.
Right.
They were able to do the second one, and then they were able to do the third one, and each one of them oversold what the previous one did. So it has to be classic at this point because after you see this, okay, let me go back and see what this, you know what I'm saying? Like that's typically. I mean, well, of course, I seen Friday before I ever seen Next Friday. I was like, why they got another one? What Smokey at? That was always the question as a kid. What Smokey at?
Right. Okay.
And you find out the battle. So you might be right, Jazz. It might be classic.
Hey man, I was like I need to mention this because I know we spoke about it briefly on our previous episodes, so I was just like make sure I bring this back up. All right, so we both definitely consider this as was it good though? Yes. Did you have any legends for this film?
No, I don't actually. I'm good. I enjoyed it. I can't think of it. If anything, bring back the sister. That would have been dope to see her in the movie. We'll bring back some more people from the original movie, but I understand you have to do what you can with what you have. So
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Link of Thrones. I will let you start. Who you got?
I have Cookie. I have Cookie. When here he was one of the kids. He was just the kid that kicked Elroy in the posterior or in the nuts. I'm not sure. Daniel Curtis Lee. He was in Ned Declassified. He was Simon Cookie in there. Really enjoyed that show growing up, which I was I didn't catch him until today. I was like, bro, is that Zero and Cookie together? Like, what's the odds in that?
It's always funny when you see where people got their earlier starts and it makes you appreciate it so much. Okay. So yours was a show. So I will let mine be a show. Mine is going to be Betty, which is Anna Marie Horsford. She was Dee in the Wayans Brothers show.
The mama.
She was a mama in Friday After Next, but she was the security guard in the Wayans.
She's always reminded me of my cousin's mom. Like like their attitudes, their demeanors, just how they talk. They open to remind me, just like they remind me of each other whenever I see them. So it's always be funny when I hear it.
She has a really long catalog, but unfortunately, not too many like main starring roles.
Mm-hmm.
But I like her as an actress. She's really good. Is there anything that you wanted to add to this episode? Anything that you wanted to mention? It's well, we about to hit New Year's by the time this drops. So
yeah, we if anything, Happy New Year. Hope you had a great holiday season. Hope you got everything that you wish for, wanted, that you know be able to provide for the kids, or just be able to fellowship with your family. We appreciate everybody that listens, that follows, that shares it with somebody, that's engaging with us. We're very appreciative. Shout out to Kris. I know he couldn't be here with us today. Hope you get well soon, brother. We got something special coming for you guys here soon too. So that'll be fun when we get to make that.
yeah, definitely got something special before we wrap up the year. But definitely just want to repeat after Jason. Happy holidays to everybody. Y'all stay safe out there, and hope you enjoyed this episode. Got some good laughs, and hopefully this episode made you want to go back and rewatch Friday After Next. Because I mean, why not? It's the season to watch it.
It is watch the trilogy, because I watched all three of them and I enjoyed them. Like just and because when you watch one, it's like no, I gotta it's an appreciation, and it's definitely it didn't depreciate over time. This class these movies stand. Like I said, even though Friday After Next was kind of raunchy, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't over the top like a lot of movies can be. So yeah, definitely go back and enjoy that. And also just being able to make a number 3 after the scary movie was going on is dope. Just being able to do that during that time frame, because this was around the same time. So there was just being able to, because it's just being able to stand within the time to be able to do something, to be able to still do that. That's dope. Not to compare or do things, but it was really special to see those different, like I said, those different Black franchises, because you have, the Wayans brothers at this time. You have Cube doing what he was doing. I don't know if like the movies like that LL Cool J was involved in, but they had a lot of like super black hair. I don't know if it was a one person that was over it or not, but you have the LL Cool J Morris Chestnut, the sexy chocolate brown brother that the women was going crazy for, and they, the all-star cast that was around them. So you know what I mean. But all these, like I don't really recall all these people interacting with each other in movies, but it was, you had the Fridays for the people, you had that for these people, you had that, but we had that genre. So hopefully we get back to that Black Renaissance, which that's what I'm looking for now. Just looking at our Black talent, like we always talk about that jazz, looking through our Black talent. So it's, I think we have some people, we have some faces. We got to come up with those faces so we can make sure we put them up. No more, we do a lot of Jonathan Majors writing right now, but yeah, he's definitely up there. All right, Jazz. Check your seat.
But no, I definitely wanted to piggyback on what you said, because when you mentioned Morris Chestnut, like definitely like the new Best Man series just dropped as well. So yes. I'm excited to start on that, and just to see that. It's sad that when you see the promotions and everything, we don't have Mia. But I'm curious to see how they telling the story. So I'm definitely excited to check that series out. Maybe we can review in the future. We'll see.
I'm thinking so.
But the Morris Chestnuts, the Terrence Howards, even though he said he's going to retire from acting, which is
I got real beef with that nigga. No, hey, don't bring that man up on this podcast.
You can't be more mad at him than you are with Queen of Slim.
Oh my God, I can be. I hate Hustle and Flow a lot more because of the representation of Memphis. Yes,
you mean to tell me that you don't like Taraji singing "It's Hard Out Here for a PM"?
Everything else was fine. It was just him. It was just him. It was just him. Literally, it's just him. I have a problem with like that, man.
Not gonna hit no nerves. Not gonna hit no nerves. It's holiday season, so we trying to say everything positive. Everything positive.
Everything positive, man. Like I said, this is the last last pod that we're getting for the year out. Well, that'll be a special one.
Yeah, it's a last full pod, but we're gonna definitely hit them with something special. Like,
it's something special. So happy New Year to all. Make sure you set your intentions well. Make sure you're preparing. No excuses, just preparation. And get through it.
There you go. All right. Everybody listening, thank you so much. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. Cheers.
Ooh, while you're here, please like, share, subscribe, comment, engage. If you want to get into the community Discord and we talk crazy in there.
We gotta have a better selling point for that, because like community sounds like a cult. So like we're
a gang.
No.
A movie gang.
No. Just we have a Discord.
It's like Scientology for Tom Cruise now.
Nah.
No.
Jason, you were doing a terrible job. We're trying to sell this. Basically, it's a Discord of people that's talking about movies and TV shows. That's it. New stuff, old stuff that's going on right now.